You know how you're scrolling online and you see those threads promising money hacks that will make you rich? Well, today we're diving into a viral one that lays out 7 so-called secrets to wealth. But the real question is, are these just empty promises, or is there a real, powerful framework hiding in there? Let's break it down and find out.
So, what if building wealth wasn't some big mystery reserved for the lucky few? What if it was more like a blueprint? A clear step-by-step guide that pretty much anyone could follow. Well, that is the powerful idea behind these 7 principles.
And look, this isn't just a random list of tips. It's actually a pretty brilliant 3-part master plan. First, we're going to start with the foundation, your own financial mindset. Then, we'll get into the actual strategies you can use in the real world. And finally, we'll look at how the people around you can be your greatest asset.
Okay, first things first, we have to talk about what the source calls the inner game. This is all about getting your own head straight before you even think about making a dime. It's about building the non-negotiable habits and the right mindset to set yourself up for success right from the very beginning.
The very first rule is so simple, but it is an absolute game changer. You have to pay yourself first. Seriously. Before you pay your rent, before you pay your bills, before you even buy a coffee, you pay yourself. A portion of every single paycheck goes straight into your savings or investments. Think about it this way. You are your own most important bill.
This one little habit, honestly, it changes everything. It forces you to treat your own future as a non-negotiable expense. Just like your rent, it literally automates your financial discipline and builds a wall that protects your long-term goals from those short-term temptations. And that is the foundation for everything else we're about to talk about.
All right, next up in the inner game is investing in yourself. And the source is super clear on this one. The single best investment you will ever make with the highest possible returns is in your own growth, period.
And the best part, it doesn't have to be complicated or super expensive. We're talking reading books, taking online courses, even daily exercise and listening to educational podcasts. All of these things increase your knowledge, your skills, and your energy. And here's the kicker. A smarter, healthier, more skilled you has a much higher earning potential. It's as simple as that.
So, you've got your mindset on lock. Now it's time to actually get out there and do something. Let's move on to the outer game. This is where we get into the nitty-gritty, real-world strategies that are going to build your financial momentum and turn all that discipline into actual dollars.
Budgeting.
I know, for a lot of us that word just sounds restrictive, right? But what if we flipped the script and thought of it as a tool for power? See, to get control of your money, you first have to know exactly where it's going. And the original source is very, very clear on this. You need to track every single cent. And here's the simple 3-step process. First, track everything. Second, you have to be brutally honest with yourself. Is this a need or is it a want? And third, this is where the magic happens. You cover your absolute needs and every other dollar goes straight into your savings and investments. That is how you turn a simple budget into a wealth-building machine. Okay, this next one is huge. We're now shifting our focus from just managing your money to actively making more of it. Look, saving is absolutely critical, but you can only save so much. Real, lasting wealth is built by increasing your capacity to earn. And there are just so many ways to do this. You can start small, like selling stuff you don't need anymore. Or you can go big, like learning a high-income skill and landing a much better job. The point is, there's a path on this list for everyone. So what's yours going to be? So you've built your skills, you're working on increasing your income, but what happens when a real opportunity knocks on your door? This next idea, jumping at opportunities, is all about being ready to act. Because all that hard work doesn't mean a thing if you're not prepared to take that leap of faith when it really counts.
This is all about being proactive. It's having the confidence to say yes to that new job, the courage to maybe start your own business, and the self-respect to ask for what you are truly worth. This right here is the difference between letting your career happen to you and actively building your own wealth. Okay, so we've covered your mindset and your actions. But there is one more piece to this puzzle, and it might just be the most powerful one of all. The original source calls it the multiplier effect. Why? Because wealth is not built in a vacuum. It is amplified by the people you choose to surround yourself with.
Now this next one, it might be a little controversial, but it is so crucial. Choosing your partner. The source makes a really bold claim. Marrying the right person is the most important part of building wealth. And when you really stop and think about it, it makes perfect sense. Your life partner is also your financial partner, for better or for worse. And let's be crystal clear about something. This is not about marrying for money. Not at all. It's about finding someone who shares your financial values, someone who's on the same page about goals, about spending, about the future. Because when you're both paddling in the same direction, you are going to get a lot further, a whole lot faster.
And you know what? This exact same principle applies to your professional life. The final tip from the source is to grow your network. Just think about it for a second. A strong network of experts and mentors can open doors you didn't even know existed. They can give you advice, guidance, and opportunities you would never, ever find on your own. I mean, just imagine having your own personal board of directors, a lawyer, an accountant, a wealth advisor, and a few mentors who have been there and done that. This team can help you navigate all the tricky parts of building wealth and accelerate your journey in ways you can't even imagine right now.
And that brings us to the final, really powerful line from the original source. Your network is your net worth. Just let that sink in for a moment. The people you surround yourself with have a direct, measurable impact on your financial future.
So there you have it, a complete three-part plan for building wealth. You master your inner game, you play the outer game, and you leverage the social game. It's a really powerful framework, but honestly, it's just the beginning.
We've just broken down all 7 of these blueprints, but at the end of the day, knowledge is completely useless without action. So, my question for you is this. Of these 7 blueprints, which one will you start building with today? What is the one thing you can do right now to start building your own financial future?